In an industry driven by profit margins and corporate maneuvering, the Lexus LFA stands out as a bold anomaly. This remarkable halo car defied convention with its record-breaking speed, bespoke technology, and stunning design, challenging the norms of profitability. Despite initial skepticism, Toyota's deliberate move resulted in the creation of an instant collectible and one of Japan's most coveted cars. The Lexus LFA's tale is one of audacity and excellence, transcending traditional automotive engineering to become an enduring icon of Japanese automotive innovation. Though the Lexus brand officially emerged in 1989, its genesis traces back to 1969, when decades of meticulous research and analysis were dedicated to dissecting the finest luxury automobiles worldwide. The unveiling of the Lexus LS 400 in 1990 heralded a seismic shift in the North American luxury car market, offering unparalleled quality, features, and a design at a price undercutting its European rivals by a significant margin. By the decade's end, Lexus had firmly established itself as a formidable luxury marquee, poised to expand its presence globally. However, to ascend to the echelons occupied by Mercedes-Benz, BMW, and Jaguar, Lexus recognized the need for a game-changing masterpiece, a halo car that would redefine automotive excellence and captivate discerning enthusiasts worldwide. The concept of a halo car was not novel, having been employed by various manufacturers seeking to elevate their brand's prestige. Toyota itself ventured down this path in the late 1960s with the introduction of the awe-inspiring 2000 GT sports car, a move that positioned Toyota as a trailblazer in automotive innovation. 4 decades later, the stage was set for a similar endeavor, this time under the Lexus banner, albeit on a grander scale. If the Toyota 2000 GT was the equivalent of a sports car, the forthcoming Lexus LFA aimed to soar to the ranks of the world's most illustrious supercar marquees, challenging the dominance of European stalwarts like Ferrari and Lamborghini. The project started in the early 2000s under the name TSX, and by 2005, Lexus introduced a concept car named LFA to spark the interest of the car public. Even though the concept wasn't an instant hit with the showgoers, it showed that Lexus is considering an advanced 2-seat coupe model with sporty pretensions and elegant styling. Rumors circulated that the 2006 Lexus was given the green light to prepare the LFA for serial production and develop unique chassis, engine, and suspension components for future sports cars. In 2008, the LFA Roadster concept was shown as an open-top stunner with characteristic lines. At the same time, curious Lexus prototypes were spotted testing around Nürburgring. It was clear that Toyota was thoroughly preparing to release a very competent model. This is why nobody was surprised when the company's CEO, Akio Toyoda, confirmed in 2009. When the LFA debuted in 2010, the car world was stunned by how advanced and superbly engineered it was. It wasn't just a Lexus sports car. It was a proper supercar with bespoke chassis, engine, and transmission, filled with race-proven components and innovative solutions, and covered by an elegant yet aggressive body. The monocoque chassis was made of carbon fiber reinforced polymer with aluminum front and rear subframes, the basis for suspension components. The construction was lightweight but very rigid, allowing the car to have a low center of gravity. The chassis was very advanced and the engine stole the show. Called 1LRGUE, it was a bespoke 4.8-liter V10 unit developed by Yamaha and Toyota. Even though Toyota likes to use its engines in various models, this was unique to LFA and a masterpiece of engineering. First, it had an unusual 72-degree angle between the cylinder banks, and V10 was chosen because it was less mass than V12 and could deliver more revs than V8. Interestingly, many race-proven techs were used, and the 1LRGUE got dry sump lubrication, titanium components, and individual throttle bodies for each cylinder. That resulted in a technological marvel with a power output of 552 horsepower and 354 pound-feet of torque. However, that power figure was overshadowed by its insane rev capacity and 9,000 RPM redline. Interestingly, the ECU will allow the engine to rev even 500 RPM more before it hits its limiter. Despite being a racing motor disguised for the street, the 4.8-liter V10 fulfilled all emissions regulations and was docile in low revs. It was positioned as far back as possible, making the LFA a front mid-engine car. The transmission was the next piece in LFA's built sheet, and Toyota abandoned the classic 6-speed manual in favor of the cutting-edge ASEAN 6-speed automated manual with paddle shifters. In a relentless quest for performance, this advanced racing unit was chosen due to its lightning-fast shift times, relative compactness, and competitiveness. Toyota wanted the LFA to offer a unique driving experience and be faster than similar models. The LFA was completed with an exterior emphasizing technological advancement and performance, and an interior that still amazes with technology and ergonomics. The overall design resembled Lexus prototypes, but looked even better with an aggressive stance, retractable spoiler in the back, wedge shape, and wide track. However, the interior was even more fascinating. The digital instrument cluster was before the driver, while a massive center console divided the cabin. The finest materials were used, with a multifunctional steering wheel covered in leather. But the most amazing thing happened when you turned the key and pressed the start button. Toyota knew its V10 sounded astonishing and wanted the LFA owners to fully experience the magic of starting such a beast. This is why, through special acoustic channels, the firewall was connected to the induction system of the engines. So when the V10 was fired up, inside the cabin was filled with one of the most intoxicating noises car fans ever heard. Also, it was an invisible signature of Yamaha's engineers, a company that produces bikes and engines and some of the finest musical instruments in the world. Today's cars might have an artificial engine sound pumped through the speakers, but in the case of the LFA, it is a genuine and pure symphony of high-revving V10. The production version of the Lexus LFA was first shown at the Tokyo Motor Show in 2009, the same way the Toyota 2000 GT was introduced 45 years prior. Toyota's chairman proudly announced that the first cars will be delivered in 2010 and that the Lexus will carefully choose the customers for its $375,000 supercar. Even though the price surprised most of the car audience, the technology, materials, and craftsmanship justify it ultimately. Lexus was happy to announce that the first 6 months of production were sold out and that some customers even paid over the MSRP to get the car. The LFA was first offered in the North American market and then to the rest of the world. As one of the hottest cars of 2010, the LFA was extensively tested by various magazines, which almost unanimously pronounced it as one of the best sports cars in the world. Interestingly, the LFA didn't have a direct competitor and offered a unique style with a fantastic engine and technology. It was a supercar by its performance, but a GT car by its luxurious interior and exclusivity. It was even faster than some supercars in the same price segment, with a 0 to 100 km sprint of 3.6 seconds. The top speed was 326 km per hour, with lateral acceleration exceeding 1.0 G on the skid pad. The countless hours of Nürburgring testing have paid off since the LFA has handled like a dream, especially at high speeds due to its well-engineered suspension, almost ideal weight distribution, and excellent aerodynamics. However, there were some criticisms, and they were primarily directed to the cramped interior, lack of comfort, and harsh suspension, which were punishing in everyday driving and on bad pavement. But all journalists agreed that the LFA was a unique experience with a fantastic soundtrack, linear power from a naturally aspirated V10, race car feel, and advanced technology. Some complained that the price was too high, but most thought it was justified. Interestingly, along with its market life, the factory-backed Gazoo team put the LFA into competition. The technology underneath its carbon fiber body was already so advanced and inspired by racing that Toyota knew LFA would be more than competitive. In 2009, a pre-production racing prototype was entered at the German VLN Nürburgring 4 hours endurance race, which it won to the amazement of all competitors. The LFA proved dominant, which wasn't surprising to the insiders who knew that the car was developed on that exact circuit. The team had big plans for the 2010 season. Still, they were unfortunately canceled when Toyota's chief test driver and engineer died in a traffic accident driving the LFA Nürburgring Edition prototype. Although that unfortunate accident killed the LFA's racing ambitions, Lexus announced a version of its flagship model called the LFA Nürburgring Edition. The first cars were completed in 2011 and featured 4 specific colors: a unique aerodynamic package, a more prominent spoiler, and several mechanical tweaks and changes. Most noticeable were the 10 horsepower increase in engine power, the recalibrated ASEAN 6-speed gearbox, which shifted faster, new wheels, and suspension changes. However, this package came at a significant price increase, and in 2011, the LFA Nürburgring Edition had an MSRP of $445,000, over $600,000 in 2023, adjusted for inflation. However, the investment was justified since the LFA Nürburgring Edition broke the production car record on this famous track at 7 minutes and 14.64 seconds. It was blistering fast for the day's standards and the result of countless hours of testing on this gruesome German circuit. When the car was launched, Lexus announced that it would be building strictly 500 vehicles in total. The reason for such a limited number was the fact that almost all cars were hand-built in a particular factory at a rate of 20 vehicles per month. Also, Lexus was afraid that after the initial interest, the sales would dry out, and the company would have a problem selling the cars. Unfortunately, precisely that happened, and when production stopped in 2012, the rumor was there were over 100 unsold LFAs all over the world. Over the years, most cars were eventually sold with significant discounts, some even as late as 2020. Supposedly 1 or 2 brand new LFAs are still waiting for their owners. To fully understand the LFA, we must consider it a beautiful technological and styling exercise. A car with the sole purpose of being the most advanced and fastest Japanese model of the 21st century. A case study for Lexus and rolling advertisement for its abilities, ideas, and standards. The Lexus LFA stands as a triumph of engineering and design, a testament of Lexus's unwavering commitment to innovation and excellence. More than a mere automobile, it represents the accumulation of decades of research, development, and ingenuity, a beacon of Japanese automotive prowess in a realm dominated by European marquees. Though its production run may have been limited, its impact reverberates through the annals of automotive history, forever immortalizing the Lexus LFA as a paragon of automotive excellence and a symbol of uncompromising dedication to perfection.